What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have 5 record-breaking defense approvals India made after Operation Sindoor. Before we jump into this video, if you guys happen to enjoy it, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and let's get right into it.
India's defense strategy has just crossed a threshold that most countries will never even attempt. While the world was still trying to figure out what really happened during Operation Sindoor, India quietly executed a series of record-breaking approvals that are rewriting the rulebook of military preparedness. For decades, Indian defense procurement was synonymous with delays, negotiations, and frustration. It was common for a weapon system to take 8 to 12 years to go from proposal to delivery. Every requirement had to crawl through committees, tenders, foreign pitches, and bureaucratic red tape.
Oof.
By the time a deal was signed, the technology itself risked becoming obsolete. But after Operation Sindoor, something fundamental changed. But what exactly triggered this sudden urgency? The reason is simple. Operation Sindoor showed the Indian leadership just how dangerous these delays could be. In real combat conditions, timelines measured in years can cost lives. This realization has driven India into what can only be called a defense juggernaut mode. So what are the 5 record-breaking approvals that prove India is done waiting?
I just feel like he's absolutely on the money. Any delays, right? Definitely you are going to lose lives. And I feel like Operation Sindoor, India was absolutely prepared. Like Pakistan tried to attack, India stopped the attack, and India was absolutely prepared to respond accordingly. And that's exactly what they did. So it feels like India is already kind of a defense juggernaut, but I'm intrigued to see what these proposals are.
The first move was the unprecedented rupees 50,000 crore budget boost. Just days after Operation Sindoor, the government allocated this supplementary funding to ensure no critical project would be stalled for lack of money. This boost increased the original defense budget announced in February 2025 from about rupees 6.8 lakh crore, which is about $81 billion, to over rupees 7.3 lakh crore, which is about $87 billion. In India's modern defense history, such an emergency budget top-up is almost unheard of, and it was a clear message: funding will not be the excuse anymore. The second record-breaking move...
India ain't playing no games. They not playing no games. Funding ain't an excuse. Whatever we need, we're gonna pay for it. We're gonna figure it out. You need extra $4 billion? There you go.
Came in the form of emergency procurement powers worth rupees 40,000 crore, which is approximately $4.75 billion. This allowed the Army, Navy, and Air Force to bypass the traditional procurement cycle entirely. Under these powers, contracts can be signed and deliveries completed in as little as 6 to 12 months. Compare that to the usual 8 to 10 years, and you can see why this approval has rattled foreign arms lobbies.
So that's huge, to be able to get weapons through in 6 to 12 months compared to 8 to 10 years. I agree with him. 8 to 10 years, bro. That technology's old now.
Move might be the most dramatic yet. The Defense Acquisition Council, or DAC, approved acceptance of necessity for 10 massive capital acquisition proposals worth rupees 1.05 lakh crore, which in USD is $12.50 billion. To put it very simply, this means the Defense Ministry officially said, yes, we agree that India needs these weapons, so the buying process can move forward quickly without starting from scratch. It's like pre-approving a shopping list, so no one has to argue later about whether the purchases are necessary. What makes this approval record-breaking is not just the size, but the fact that every system was cleared under Buy Indian IDDM rules, which in simple terms means indigenously designed, developed, and manufactured. So the majority of parts, technology, and assembly must come from Indian companies and not foreign suppliers. This means the money will stay inside India, powering local industry and accelerating indigenization. From quick-reaction missiles to naval minesweepers to advanced electronic warfare systems, these approvals are expected to cut years off the timeline. Under the fourth move, India fast-tracked the deployment of 52 dedicated defense satellites, a project worth nearly rupees 27,000 crore, which is $3.21 billion. These satellites will enable real-time surveillance, secure communications, and targeting support for Indian forces. In the past, such space-based assets took decades to plan and deploy. But after Operation Sindoor, India compressed the schedule by years. Reports indicate that instead of the usual 10 to 15 years to launch such a constellation, the Defense Ministry wants the first batch of satellites to be launched by April next year, and the entire
Gee. Yeah, I feel like there it is. Like I said, India's on the rise, but in the defense aspect, defense category, it's a meteoric rise. It's a very quick. It seems like it feels like these approvals are definitely going to change the Indian military a lot when it comes to more resources, sources in terms of money. When it comes to time to get approvals for certain weapons, from proposal to delivery, it's going to change the game.
entire constellation is scheduled to be deployed before the end of 2029. These satellites include optical and radar imaging systems, secure military communication payloads, and electronic intelligence sensors designed to track troop movements, missile launches, and naval activity in real time. Under the fifth move, the Indian government formally approved the execution model for the AMCA stealth fighter. For nearly 2 decades, the advanced medium combat aircraft existed only on paper and in prototypes. But this time, the funding and execution were cleared in a single stroke. As soon as the DAC gave the green light, 5 prototypes moved into production.
Hey.
Notably, this project has been handed to DRDO instead of the usual HAL, because HAL has often been criticized for delays in delivering Tejas jets. At the same time, the government has kept the door open for private companies to participate in the production and supply chain, aiming to avoid the bottlenecks that slowed earlier fighter programs. In other words, India has decided it will no longer be a passive buyer of next-generation air power. Simply put, these 5 moves together have changed the tempo forever. India has compressed nearly a decade of defense decisions into a matter of weeks. The amount of money committed, over rupees 2 lakh crore, is not just a record, it's a signal that India wants to build its own weapons, own its own supply chains, and never again be held hostage by foreign politics.
I completely agree. I feel like this is absolutely changing the game. India definitely just wants to do everything in India. Like they don't want to have to depend on anybody, and I'm not mad at that. And it seems like these approvals have definitely shifted the game for India. And again, that's just the leadership making absolutely excellent moves. That's all we have. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.